Good afternoon to all. I am super excited for today. Today is day 6 of 12 Days of Experts. Today we have an amazing presenter that is going to help you learn more about YouTube. YouTube is a strategy that a lot of people have really been sleeping on, and they think that it's all about just posting a video or uploading a video, but there are different aspects of YouTube that goes along with it so that you can actually know and learn the algorithm. So at this time, we're going to turn it over to Anthony so that he can come to you and present to you more about YouTube strategies.
Well, thank you for the nice introduction and having me here to your 12 Days of Experts. I've been teaching small business owners about the power of video and specifically how to use it on YouTube for the past 12 years. And today, if you continue to follow along, I hope that you will get the takeaway of knowing how to just follow this live demonstration step by step so that you can publish a video on YouTube so that it shows up on the first page of Google for your most valuable keyword, thereby generating this automatic salesperson that continues to drive new eyeballs, new viewers to your business and your website. And I'm wearing the same shirt I am now that's in this photograph. It's also 12 years old, and they don't sell this shirt anymore, so it's a little bit worn, you can tell. But I have given this talk over 450 times in the last 10 years, and it always gets a really great response from the business audiences because this this SEO thing has kind of been like always changing and always a little bit mystical about how SEO technicians go about getting your website to show up on the first page of Google. And and that's really important because if your business is not showing up on the first page of Google, that's a problem. You know, your viewers, your users, they don't have a choice. They have to go with your competitors because you just don't exist to them. And so this is a great way to just spend 30 minutes of your time to upload this 1 minute video to YouTube so that it shows up on the first page of Google. In addition, the same video can be used in the advertising platform. And so I'll gently go into that as well to show you how you can just multi-purpose the heck out of one 1 minute video. And so I hope you enjoy this. This strategy is a lot like throwing a pebble into the pond, and it works really well in a small geographic area. In fact, it only works in a small geographic area. So the big companies really they can't leverage this strategy, which gives you an advantage. You're always going to be better at being the local expert than the big guys. And they're never going to be able to keep up with you in your corner of the world. So although you can make a big impact right away in your small local community, if you continue to pursue this technique in your weekly activities, it can work like these concentric circles that work outward so that the geographic area that you show up in becomes larger and larger. But it starts with the first step, and the first step is this presentation. I'll demonstrate live right now how you can throw that pebble in the pond and you can get found for the people who are looking for you. This, this is kind of going to feel like pulling back the curtain on the Google algorithm so that you can understand it and get some results right away instead of having to wait 6 months through a year like the SEO experts tell you that you have to wait. And by the way, continue to pay thousands of dollars every month until you get those results, which can be a little bit exhausting, especially for small business owners who normally have a tight budget. So here's my agenda for today. I'm going to go into the why video is so important. If you haven't already learned or heard that video is very important for your online presence. I'm going to talk about what kind of videos are important. And then I'm going to show you how in a step-by-step live demonstration. You can use this video on any social media platform. It can exist on your website and in the advertising platforms. So if you are here to learn that, you're in the right place. I thought before we started talking about how to do some videos, maybe we could start to learn how not to do videos. So I'm not sure if I clicked the audio share when I was sharing my screen, but if the audio doesn't play, please stop me so that I can reshare my screen and share my audio.
The audio's not sharing.
Okay, thanks. I'll share again, and the thing that I've done before, there's the share sound button. Got it. Okay, back this up. This is an example of what not to do in
Hi,
video.
this is Gerald Hebert. Welcome to my video blog. Uh, this is my introduction, and it's telling you what this is about. This video blog is about becoming an entrepreneur and basically the struggles and everything else that I have to go through to become one. Right now I'm just a small business owner, and I've been running my own businesses for about 20 years, and I have a pretty good business plan worked out for this one, and I have decided this time to spend all my energy to working on the business instead of in the business, and see if I can become a true entrepreneur instead of the person who works for himself. I have a lot of confidence that I can accomplish it, and hopefully we'll learn something on the way, and it won't be too painful of a process. This is one of the most stressful times of my career because it is uncharted territory for me. I no longer have the ability to just...
Okay, I think we've seen enough, haven't we? Um, since I don't have a live audience, I will mimic some of the things that my audience has told me in the past that they have noticed about this video, which makes it not easy to for the viewer. Uh, the first thing that people have said is that the audio is not great, could be better. So the video resolution is not so great, could be better. That the individual is really just winging it, Gerald, and you can tell with his editing, it might even be his first time editing. um, and so it's hard to watch this. One of the things that you'll learn about publishing videos is that audio is more important than the video resolution. So somebody will turn a video off sooner if the audio resolution is bad compared to the video resolution. So make that investment to ensure that you're using a good microphone. And it doesn't really matter the quality of the microphone. What matters is the location to the sound source. So as you can see in my scenario, can't really get a microphone much closer than the one that's near my mouth, and therefore the audio is coming across much better. Two of the biggest pet peeves I have comes to starting your video out the way that Gerald did. And I think that he did it the way a lot of people do it, but he didn't think about it from the viewer's standpoint. And the viewer is not here to watch a video about Gerald. The viewer is always going to be here to watch a video about themselves. So when he says, "My name's Gerald and this is what I want to talk about today," he's giving me a double negative experience. because I don't care who he is. I don't need to know his name. And I am not going to sacrifice my time to hear what he wants to talk about because that's not what I'm here to learn. I have my motives and my goals and my radar of interests. And if he doesn't talk about what I'm going to get in the first 5 seconds, then he's lost me. There's a lot of other bad things about his video. He's distracted with his glasses in one hand and the chair that's swiveling back in the other, and some person that's walking through the door that he's telling to not come in the door. And instead of shooting the video, he just plows right through it. So learn from Gerald's mistakes, and hopefully that will allow you to reduce the amount of time you spend in video capture. Because capturing video can sometimes feel like you're on a Hollywood movie set where the director says, do it again, do it again, do it again. I need the same brilliance, but I need it from a different angle. And the first time I published my first video, I recorded myself 20 times because I didn't like what I was recording until that 20th time. And then I knew I had it. And now I'm to a place where I only need to shoot my script that I'm capturing on video 1 or 2 times before it comes out the way I want it to. So learn from Gerald and his mistakes. That's the purpose of that slide. If I summarize what we're going to do today, it comes down to 2 steps. We're going to record a video and publish it on YouTube. And I'm actually going to do this live so that you can see that before we published the video, it didn't show up on the first page of Google. After we published it on YouTube, it did show up on the first page of Google. So stay tuned for the rest of this video if that's what you want to learn. First thing we're going to do is go ahead and jump over to Google and see if your business shows up on the first page. Now, I do have a question for Mrs. Bennett because I usually create this video for the audience, and I wanted to create this for Miss Bennett. Where do you live? Is it in Baton Rouge, Miss Bennett?
No, I stay in Oklahoma.
You're in Oklahoma. Okay. What part of Oklahoma?
I'm in Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Okay. Okay, so what we're going to do is go for the keyword small business marketing. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay, small business marketing in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Now, this is actually a pretty competitive keyword, so I'm a little bit worried because it's so competitive. You can see there's 4 sponsored ads. These companies are all paying thousands of dollars a month for this specific keyword. But you want to do this search for yourself. That's the purpose of this slide. And I'm going to give you some tools further down in this presentation, which is going to help you understand the volume and the competitiveness of the keyword itself. But instead of small business marketing, we might modify this keyword to be a longer tail keyword. And we might say small business events or advice or podcast, small business marketing podcast. How about that? In Tulsa, Oklahoma. Because I bet the number of small business marketing podcasts in Tulsa is a little bit less. Well, here's what's happening. These companies are paying for the small business marketing keyword. That's why the same ones are showing up again.
Well, I do know for our location, there has been over $51 million of funds donated to the community. So a lot of small businesses are advertising because they're building more companies and stuff to create careers. So you're going
Mhm.
to see a lot of ads for TOSA period for small business owners.
Okay, well, I think I still like this keyword
Okay.
because the first unsponsored ad is a big company,
Yeah.
Apple. Now, remember I told you we're always going to be able to compete better than these big companies, iHeartRadio, Podbay, Amazon. So my goal is to get this video to show up on the first page of Google for this keyword. So that is the first bit of um, interactive tech strategy that you can use for your own business. Find out what are people searching for that your company would be a good result for and currently does not show up on the first page of Google. Make that your goal, make that your target, and, you know, make it happen. So before I go into this technique anymore, I just wanted to take a minute to talk about myself and how this whole presentation kind of came together, one step at a time, a long time ago in 2007. My parents gave me a Christmas gift in 2006, and it was called a flip cam. And I don't know if any of you have ever seen a flip cam, but it was the first time you could record a HD video in your hand. And it was a little bit smaller than a smartphone. And when you flipped the side button, the USB popped out, and then you could just plug it into the side of your laptop and transfer the files from the flip cam to your desktop. Now, back then, there was only really one place that you could publicly publish your videos, and that was called YouTube. And that was right before Google purchased them that same year for $4 billion. I think it's worth $400 billion now, which is amazing. And I got this opportunity at a very early age to experiment with the platform. And I was a contractor at the time. I remodeled this house, and I stood out in front of the house with that flip cam, and I'd actually been thinking about it for 3 months. Like, what am I going to say? Okay. I'm not a comedian. I'm not an actor. If I try to remember these lines, it's going to come out all wrong. And I'm going to look like, a joke. So what am I going to say? And I was hitting my head with the freaking flip cam, decide what I was going to use this new tool for. And it came to me in the shower, which is where all good ideas come from, right? And I was like, I'll just turn it on myself. I'll let the camera do the work. I'm used to walking through these houses 6 times a day for these investors to tell them how much everything's going to cost and how long it's going to take. So that's what I'll do. And I stumbled across something brilliant because I did turn the camera on myself. I said, this is the house. I'm in the middle of construction. Come see what we're doing here. And as I was walking through the house, I came across the cabinet area where we had drywalled and mud and texture, and we were starting to put in the cabinets, and the flooring had gone in. And then I came across Jesus, who was putting in the tile in the hallway, and I was like, Jesus, would you like to tell the people watching at home what you're doing there? And he looked at me like this. And then he broke into it. Of course, Mr. Anthony. What we have here is a 12-inch travertine tile, and it's going down in a pinwheel pattern. I've got an 1/8-inch bone grout, and as soon as I'm done putting the grout in, I'm going to seal it, and then I'm going to polish it, and you're going to love it, man. And I was like, whoa. Hey, Sue, thank you very much. That was amazing. And then I walked down to the back of the property where we were building a garage. Okay. And I I stumbled across this brilliant use of video because somebody who was watching that video could make a split-second decision. Is that somebody I think I can work with or not? Because I was just being very vulnerable and authentic for who I was and what I did. The camera could show you the scale of the projects that I could do just from panning around the room. It could show you the relationship that I had with my subcontractors. and you could make a decision. Is that somebody I think I can work with or not? And the the other thing that I was battling with was, what are people going to say? You know, they're going to criticize me. And normally people avoid pain and seek out pleasure. And and so that's what prevents a lot of people from creating video, is this future what if people criticize me for what I did, like I did to Gerald. If he knew that I was doing that, he probably wouldn't appreciate it. But I mean, I didn't care what they thought because I wasn't making the video for them. I was just making the video for investors, residential fix and flip investors. And I knew that those viewers had the most amount of money and the highest demand for what I did. It wasn't always easy to find a good contractor who could fully remodel a house in 6 to 8 weeks. But I could, because I had 6 other subcontractors that I would call upon, and they would piggyback off of each other. As soon as one was done, the next one was coming in there, because that's how I scheduled the construction project. And so this idea that the video could do the job of the salesperson came about. The next week, I got a call from a neighbor in the same neighborhood that said, "Hey, I want you to come over and give me a quote on my kitchen." And I was like, "Huh, I wonder where this guy got my information from." And then I was over there in front of the kitchen. He said, "You're the same as you are in your videos." And I was like, "What? Huh?" "Yeah, I just watched your video on YouTube, and that's how I got your information, and that's when I called you to come over here." I thought, oh my gosh, I just shortcut the entire sales process. Because before that, I was in corporate America. I was selling telecom, going door to door, speaking to business owners about how they could save money on their phone lines and get more internet speed. And I would get a lot of no's. My goal was to set 2 appointments a day, run 2 appointments a day, and hit my quota of 60 phone lines a month. And if I did that, then I was a success at my company. And so it just took a lot of activity, which was exhausting. But this video did the work for me, and I knew I was on to something. Um, in 2008, you may have remembered, we have a big recession. And so at that point, after I knew I had something more valuable than a construction business, I sold all my tools. There was no business to be had anyway. Anyways, nobody was hiring anyone to fix homes because the value of homes was dropping. Everybody was losing millions that had a portfolio. And and so I started teaching business owners how to use video. And what I discovered was a revolution in video production. In the past, once video was only held by a few, you could get it good and cheap, but it wasn't going to be fast. And you could get it cheap and fast, but it wasn't going to be good. And you could hire it out and you could pay through the nose and you could get it good and fast, but it wasn't going to be cheap. And with this video, I demonstrated to myself that I could create a behind the scenes video that was pretty good. And it didn't take much time, and it got the result that I wanted. So it didn't matter that it didn't cost me anything. And so I feel like we can use this Venn diagram to dispel that this doesn't exist and that it actually does now today with this new video revolution. Now, as business owners, we have fiduciary responsibilities to the people who work for us and to the customers that we serve. And so, as the CEO, we are really the most natural spokesperson. Now, you don't have to be. You can tap the shoulder of one of your generals to be the video spokesperson, but you've got to communicate effectively and conveniently to the people that work for you and convey what it is that we do here as an organization. How do we improve? Leadership and training must be passed down, and video is the best way to do that. And then we've got to tell people that haven't heard of us before what we do and how we do it. So the business owner can rapidly solve these two responsibilities of theirs with video. They can make their own job easier. They can make the people that work for them and the people who are looking for them have a better experience with their user interface. If you work for the CEO or the business owner, you can also promote yourself by delegating any repetitive task to a low-cost overseas worker. Now, entrepreneurship is uh, taking over all the countries in the globe that didn't used to have such access to small business ownership. Now, with virtual tasks and freelancing capabilities, these countries are full of people who are hungry to do these types of repetitive tasks for small business owners in the United States. So you can create your checklist manual, you can record yourself doing the repetitive task, you can hire somebody using the reverse resume process by saying, "This is the task I want done. Please submit your entry," and the entry to this contest, and the winner will receive, an annual contract to do this repetitive task 10 times a week or 100 times a week, whatever it may be. Thereby promoting yourself out of that, saving the company you work for money, and allowing yourself to accept new and better and bigger responsibilities. So think about how important video is. These are some old statistics that I've found that demonstrate how instantly powerful video is for people who are promoting businesses, doing that function of marketing. And I just like to look at the big ones here. 90% of users say that product videos are helpful in the decision-making process. Like without one, they might not have made that decision. And when they see something in the video, they're more likely to share the video than they are a photo or a text or an audio message. So, does anybody know who these guys are? By the way, if you have a question at any point throughout this live broadcast presentation, you can type that comment in the section below and I will be able to see it. But these two people, they got together 18 years ago in the center of the Silicon Valley at Stanford University, and they said, we could fix this thing called the internet if we focus on one thing. These two gentlemen are the founders of Google. Sergey Brin on the left and Larry Page on the right, super nerds from Stanford. What was that one thing that they said, if we focus on this, everything else will fall into place? Because the internet was broken at the time. You didn't always get a good experience. You might get pop-ups. I don't know if you remember that long ago, but you were looking for something and it was not easy to find it. And so they indexed all the pages and they gave these pages a quality score based on the keyword that you typed in. And they said if we give people what they want, that they will continue to come back over and over and over again. But what if they didn't give people what they wanted? Well, people would go somewhere else. This is the universal law of attraction. People will always seek out that which they desire, and they won't stop until they get it. And so far, Larry and Sergey have done a pretty good job of giving us users what we want when it comes to an online experience, searching for the things we're looking for online. So take a cue from these super geeks in their garage and give your customers what they want. Well, you know what Larry and Sergey know? People want video. They measure user engagement. And they know that when you put a video on a page of your website, you increase the dwell time that a user spends on a particular page. The more time they spend on a page, the higher quality score that page gets for the keyword that they typed in. There's no better way to keep somebody on your page longer than to have them watch a video. Finally, to beat the dead horse on video, video is 80% better at communicating messages than print, text, or audio messages because they convey emotion. And they are non-verbally communicating your body language. You may not know this, but the way you act, your body language says more than the words that are coming out of your mouth. And when you can demonstrate your authenticity through your body language, subconsciously people make buying decisions. Subconsciously people make relationship decisions about who they want to work with. And video communicates with the visual, with auditory, and with kinesthetic. People are actually clicking on the video actively. So you can engage the person a lot better. Seth Godin said that communication is the transfer of emotion. E plus I equals C. Emotion and information is communication, not just talking with the words that are coming out of your mouth. So here's a little interactive activity that you can do, that you can prove to yourself that you can be an effective communicator. And instead of using the video function, I just want you to use the camera function and take a photo of your face with these 5 emotions and convey these messages without saying a word. You might surprise yourself, but this is just the first activity that I've built into my presentation. They get more difficult from here, but we've got to start somewhere, and this is an easy place to start. I want you to get your warm-up in before we jump right in front of the video camera and start putting this practice into place. So pause the video now if you're watching it on replay. Go ahead and take the time to take these 5 photos of your facial expressions to see what you learn. I say that video is the best coach because you automatically, instinctually change your behavior after you watch yourself on video. The first step is to prove to yourself that you are more than the words that are coming out of your mouth. You are your emotions as well. Okay, moving on. There are 4 reasons that you have not made a video yet. First one is the fear of equipment. Second one, fear of technology. How much and how long is it going to take? Third is the fear of cost. And fourth, I've mentioned it already, the biggest reason that you haven't made videos already is the fear of judgment. What are other people going to say? That's driving you nuts. You're just not ready for that yet. So you push it off, you ignore it, you kick the can down the road. But if you've been listening, I gave you the key to overcome the judgment. Where are you going to put it all? How long is it going to take you to learn how to use a video editor? Do you know that there is a 3-year degree in audio engineering that basically teaches you how to turn the volume up and to turn the volume down? You ain't got time for that. Where is the budget going to come from? You know, who's going to manage all these people and get them in their places at the right time in the right place for what it looks like they're having a pillow fight? Great. Worst of all, we talked about it. The judgment can weigh you down. It can paralyze you with a panic attack and totally deconstruct your goals as a business owner. So don't let that happen to you. Focus on that one persona, the most profitable persona, the person who stands to gain the most from your service and who has the most money to be able to pay you. Talk to those people. See if you can make an impact with those people and justify your video production in your organization. I talked about this video revolution, but I've got a story that demonstrates it even further. I was the apprentice to one of the pioneers in video production here in Denver, Colorado. His name was Mark Camacho. You can still find his business today called 81 Media International. He has since moved away from Denver, but while I was working for Mark, he had an old video editor that he was married to. It was called Avid. And at the time, this is about 10 years ago, I was editing on my smartphone. I was editing with the free, iMovie and Power Director. And he was using Avid. And I would watch him edit with Avid, and I would have no clue what the naming conventions were to his platform, his dashboard, how he was going about this. And I was like, Mark, why are you still using this? And he's like, well, I paid a lot of money for it. And I was like, what do you mean? He's like, yeah, 30 years ago, I bought the first digital video editor. I was like, what? 30 years ago? Yeah. He said at the time, the only people that were buying it were major broadcast television news stations. I was like, oh, well, that makes sense. So how much did you pay for it? He's like, well, I just paid it off last month. I was like, huh? Yeah, he said I had to take out a second mortgage on my house to be able to afford it. He paid, guess how much he paid? He paid $500,000. 30 years ago, that must have been like $2 million. Couldn't believe it, what I was hearing. And he said, yeah, well, back then, companies like CNN and C-SPAN and, these companies would need freelancers to go capture content and edit content. And so he said, that's why I made the investment. And I was like, wow, man. So I was like, how much would you charge? And he was like, 50 to 100,000. I was like, whoa. Okay, well, I guess you could actually pay it off that quick then. But since then, prices have come way down. Every single tool that's found on Avid can be found for free on your smartphone. And if you're not utilizing this, you're letting this video revolution pass you by, and you're continuing to volunteer to stand at the back of the line when it comes to your market share online. But you can jump to the front of the line by just publishing video about who you are and what you do today. So how do we do this? Some of the tools I use are Google Drive and Google Photo. I like to upload the content for my projects into a folder in my free Google Drive. And every time I hit a Wi-Fi signal when I come home, all my photos get taken up to the cloud in Google Photos. So I never have to rely upon the storage that's just in my device to capture and organize all my videos. Okay, smartphone video editors. There's a bunch of free ones out there. This one is called Video Shop, iMovie, Quick. This is the GoPro editing version. Magisto I used for a long time. It used artificial intelligence to like trim the front and the back of my video. It had audio recognition. It had voice recognition. So if I had two people in the video, it would focus its attention on the person that was talking. Loved using that for a lot of years. It's gone away, or it's a shadow of its former self. YouTube has a small editor built right into it, but things today that people are using are like CapCut. I like Power Director. It's also got a smartphone feature and a desktop feature, and so the barrier to entry to do this has really all but completely gone away. And you're already carrying around the smartphone in your front pocket. That's all you need. These are HD capable video cameras. And I go to a bunch of conferences on marketing to learn the latest and the best techniques for video advertising and advertising in general. And on a split test, when companies have used high-end DSLR camera equipment compared to a smartphone and published the same exact advertising campaigns on these social media platforms, guess which content performs better? It's the smartphone. because people just feel like whoever created that content didn't overspend, right? And they feel like more side by side ride along, like they're getting a behind the scenes look that they wouldn't normally get access to. So for a lot of different reasons, these smartphone video perform better in paid placement than the traditional model, which has a lot of voice and noise, by the way. I mean, Hollywood is huge. Would they ever uh, recommend smartphone videos? No, because that's their industry that's slowly being eaten away like acid to what they were used to. And and so I just invite you to be empowered to use this incredibly powerful tool that you've already been carrying around with you for years and years towards what you do in your business. The best of all, you don't have to pay any money to get started. In fact, I recommend that on purpose, you start recording for free. And, you can get a microphone that plugs right into your phone and it's got a 6 foot cord on it. And you can just clip it right here for $6.99. I mean, that's basically free. And you're ready to go. You're ready to record great videos that people enjoy watching. You're the person that's in your business on the front lines every day anyways. There's no person better suited to record these videos than you. Um, well, I bring this up again because it is such an inhibitor to getting started. So you have to equip yourself with the tool of overcoming that objection. And you're in your business because you got fired up at one point to start your business. And that's the fire that people want to see. And you don't have to publish anything that you record. So all you got to do is get started, hurdle over that judgment barrier, and just get going. So here's step one. Okay, we're going to do a little research on the title. So I'm going to jump out of my presentation and I'm going to jump back online. I'm going to go to a website called trends.google.com. Okay, this is a free tool that Google gives you. And what we want to find out is these keywords for our group. And the group we're using today is the wealthpreneurs, and so the keywords that we're going for are like small business marketing. All right, now you're going to want to dictate the geographical area, the time. I like to go with 30 or 90 days. And you can pick your categories, but I don't care what categories. I want them all. And then I'll add another one, which is, let's say, digital. Okay, so that one didn't get much. So let me edit this one. Let me just go back to digital marketing because we could use the keyword, digital marketing for small business. What's another keyword we could go for? Business development. Okay, so that's falling in there. And about small business events. That's even large, so that's not even worth it. Let's just remove that. Okay, so it looks like, based off our research, digital marketing is heads and tails above business development and small business marketing. Let's just remove marketing and see what we get here for small business. So that's even above digital marketing. Okay, so what was the one we used? Podcast. So small business. Okay, so we're not going to identify the geography, just the keyword. We'll do the geography later. Okay, so that's green right there. No results basically for small business podcast. So the modifier, you see the difference. Small business is way up here. We add the modifier podcast and it gets way down here. But it is very specific and we want to we want to provide the perfect result for the person who's searching for this. You know, a podcast can generate $1,000 to $2,000 a month. And even though there's not a lot, there's something out there. So based on how competitive your search results are, determines which keyword you're going to go for. And I I recommend that you don't go for the most competitive keyword first because it's going to be hard for you to compete with these large companies that are already paying for that. But you can start small and build outwards. So once you start to get some authority on your YouTube channel, you can go after those more competitive keywords. So in order for demonstration, the process is the same no matter what keyword you select, but I do want to have uh, a, a certain predictability of success and I want our keyword to be very relevant to what we're doing. And this is a small business podcast. So that's the keyword I'm going to select. This tool has some other things that you can look at by subregions. Maybe Oklahoma's in here. There it is. You can see the different amounts of volume of keyword searches. So here's some trends or related queries. It's a great tool. If you haven't done any research with Google Trends, I recommend you get familiar. There's some other tools on here that I can recommend called SpyFu. And you can put your competitor website into SpyFu and they will tell you how much money your competitor is spending on paid advertising versus organic or SEO style advertising. And you can also go to LSI Graph. I'm not sure if that one's free anymore, but that was a tool I used in the past to get kind of a keyword universe, which would tell me what keyword that I typed in and what other keywords are similar to that keywords and how much they're being used as well. So first step, research the keyword that you would like to show up for. Next is probably the most valuable slide that I have in my deck. So a lot of people take a screenshot of this because getting started with their video has been the biggest limitation to them creating video. They don't know what to say. They don't know how to say it. They don't know what order to say it in. And this kind of breaks it down. And I've used this formula over 400 times, literally over 1,000 times for small businesses um, to make an effective short educational video. And it works every time. So I will show you how I've used this to be given the award of the best low-cost advertising campaign in America in 2017. It was remarkable how much impact we got with a small $200 advertisement on YouTube. Okay, so the first is the hook. You want to grab attention and you want to dismiss 90% of the people who the video is not meant for. Because your goal is to give somebody a good experience. They want to know right at the beginning, is this for them or is it not? So we're gonna throw a hook out there like, are you a small business owner? Oh, if you're not, you probably know that this video is not for you. But if you are, you might be compelled to listen further. Next is going to be the brand placement. This is where you want to throw your logo up there because marketing textbooks have told us that people will not remember who you are or your brand unless they've seen your brand 7 to 9 times. And with all of the additional uh, uh, things, like the overwhelming things that we're exposed to now in the digital age, that number may have increased to double. So you want people to recognize your good video production and your good brand. And so you want to put that short little 4-second musically animated logo right up front. The logo should non-verbally you communicate what you do as best it can graphically without saying anything. Next, the pain. This is the biggest relationship building component of the video. You want to build a bridge. You want to create things in common. All things the same, people will tend to buy from those people who they know, like, and trust. This is your chance to build that trust. And the trust is in the thing that you both want to avoid, or that you know the pain of this thing and you want to communicate that you've found a solution to it. So you point out the pain. You say, do you hate sitting in gridlock traffic on your way home from work? Kind of like stick the dagger in and twist it a little bit. Give them the emotion that you guys are on the same page when it comes to wanting to avoid this pain. Okay? And then once you've created that common ground, you can invite them, you can say your name. Then they're looking for who this is, who's saying this. So my name's Anthony Prichard. I'm a YouTube communications specialist, and I live in Denver, Colorado. Talk about what you do unique to everybody else and how you're different. Finally, if you've created some good engagement with this viewer, you've done a good job of introducing yourself, you've demonstrated your authentic body language, you're going to have created some reciprocity in this person, and they're going to want to look for a way to repay you for, the value that you've given them through this beautifully crafted short educational video. So this is a place where you can invite them to engage deeper. I would not require any payment or maybe even lead capture at this point. This is a freemium. This is a great place for a freemium where they can just go and download a white paper without having to give you anything. This is another chance for you to build up that back and forth value reciprocity. Okay? You made a video. They watched it. You invited them to get something free. They received the free thing. Okay, now what? Well, you may have earned a fan. Okay, he's probably or she is not a raving fan yet, but this is somebody that you may have just collected as a follower, and they're going to be keeping their ears open to the next thing you say, because if the next thing you say is even closer to what they are struggling with in their business, they're going to want to give you their contact information so that you can put them on your drip campaign and stay even more connected. Okay. This is a relationship building process. It happens through videos every day, and you can start to automate the relationships that you built with this formula right here that I've used over 1,000 times. Promise it works. You don't have to record it all at once. I think today I will. I recommend you record these 2 sentences at a time. We're going to come up and actually make our script right now. I'm going to back up. I'm going to jump into this, and I'm going to edit this. The last time I gave this presentation, it was for the Inglewood Chamber of Commerce. Let's go see if we can find this video that we've created. I think it was resources. Okay, so I know the first time I did this, the video did pop up on the first page. Oh, there it is. See that? What is different about that search result than all these other options? There's a picture, right? So a picture is what's built in to the YouTube algorithm with their search results. Okay? And let's just go watch it now, because you'll recognize the script that I've written down on the page that we're going to. If you're in business in Englewood, Colorado, you have a friend. The problem with owning a business is that you can't possibly do everything on your own. And it's hard to find people who want to help just based on building a better business community. Hi, my name's Anthony Prichard, and I've been a local resident here in Englewood for 17 years, and I value the business community here because of the relationships that I've built with the Greater Englewood Chamber of Commerce. So if you're a business and you're looking to join a supportive business community, then I invite you to join us for our next Idea Lab, where we look at topics like this one, short educational videos, and contribute to growing a better business community right here in Englewood, Colorado. Okay, so you'll see that this is exactly what we've written here in our script and what showed up on video, and it looks pretty good. So if you're a business in Tulsa, Oklahoma, now, this is where the pebble in the pond strategy comes into play. This only works with a geographic modifier. So I'm going to use the keyword small business podcast along with Tulsa, Oklahoma. Okay. Now, if I put a lot of pebbles in the pond, I might be able to rank for the keyword small business podcast in the United States, but I'm not ready for that yet. So we're going to go with Tulsa, Oklahoma. If you're a business in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and you've thought about podcasting, we want to talk to you. We'll go pop in a logo that Miss Bennett gives me for this piece. And this one is the pain. Okay. So the pain that we want to point out is that business owners can't possibly create the problem. So we'll stick with the problem. The problem with owning a small business is that, well, you can't create the amount of content that the internet So how do you go about getting yourself out there? Okay, so I'm just gonna shorten this font a little bit so it fits on the page, and then I'll say my name, my title, and what I'm doing here. And then, so if you're a business looking for a supportive organization who can develop online content for you, join us at the Wealthpreneur Facebook group. What should we put in here, Miss Bennett? Join us.
I think
Find us.
Wealthpreneur Facebook group is fine.
Okay, yeah, because if they type that in, they'll find you,
Mm-hmm.
and they'll be able to participate in the community. Great. We're here to support you. in your business development?
I put
Growth.
the spelling of the community and the logo in the feed for you.
Okay, so can I find it here?
Oh, no, in the Zoom feed.
Oh, the Zoom feed. Okay, great. Thanks. Okay. Thank you. Okay, so I'll take that and put it in once I start editing. But basically what I'm going to do is record myself and I'm gonna take out. Yeah. Okay. Do you all have this dongle for your smartphone? Well, I'm gonna take out my headset, so the audio is gonna get. But I'm sacrificing your audio so that it gets good for the video. And I have done a screen share before, but sometimes that slows down my video performance. I don't want to do that. Since you can already see what I'm doing right here, I'm opening up my camera. I'm going to point the camera at my face so you can see that. And I'm going to look into the lens of the camera, and I'm going to maintain eye contact with that lens the whole time. I'm not going to break my eye contact. Eye contact is the window into the soul. And if you want to be vulnerable, you've got to allow people to see into your soul through your eyes. And I want them to know that I'm being very authentic and honest about the support that they're going to get when they come here. So I'm going to rehearse it a couple times. And I think I already forgot what I wrote down, which is normal. If you're a business in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and you've thought about podcasting, we want to talk to you. Then I'm going to go right to the pane because I'm going to create a cut or a split in the video right there, and that's when I'm going to insert my logo. Okay, so the problem with owning a small business is that you can't possibly create the amount of content that the internet is asking from you. So what are you going to do about getting yourself out there? Hi, my name's Anthony Prichard. I'm a guest. And if you're looking for a supportive organization who can develop online content for you, join us at the Wealthpreneur Facebook group. Just go into Facebook and type in Wealthpreneur, and we're there to support you in your business growth online. Okay, so hopefully I can remember all that. Okay, switching to video and rolling. Let's do my hair a little bit. Okay. I'm not going to show my computer screen, so I can put this up there to cue myself. If you're a small business in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and you've thought about podcasting, we want to talk to you. See, the problem with owning a small business is that you can't possibly create all of the content that the internet is asking from you. Hi, my name's Anthony Prichard, and today I'm a guest on the Wealthpreneur website, the Wealthpreneur podcast. And I, just like you, could join the company. Oh, cut. See, I didn't get it. But that's okay. I'm just going to go again. Oh, YouTube sessions. Okay. Develop content for you. Join us. Okay. Are you a small business owner in Tulsa, Oklahoma, who has thought about getting into podcasting? Well, if you are, we want to talk to you. See, the problem with owning a small business is that you can't possibly create all the content that the internet is asking from you. My name's Anthony Prichard, and today I'm a guest host on this podcast, which is a community that you can join by going to Facebook, typing in Wealthpreneur, and joining our Facebook group. This is a supportive organization that is going to help you to understand how podcasts can help you create all the content you need to publish short educational videos every single day of the month. I'll see you there. Okay, I got it. And what I'll do next, I guess, is I'll open up a Drive folder. And when I open up this video in my phone, oops, where'd it go? I'm going to hit this up button right here. And it's going to give me all these options where I want to share this. And I want to share it to Google Drive right there. And then when I get open up in Google Drive, then I'm going to search for that Wealthpreneur folder. And I'm going to transfer that 1 minute video over there. Okay. So this folder is my drive. I'm going to share my drive. Wealthpreneur starts with a W, so it's probably at the bottom. There it is. And then save here. Okay. So that's going to send that video file to this folder that I just created right here. And if I open this, you should see it populating shortly. Oh, I selected it. Now it's up. Okay, I've got a pretty healthy internet signal here. But while we're doing that, maybe I'll just share another tool that you can use to determine internet speed, which will tell you how fast of a connection I have. It's like 100 megs. You really only need about 30 megs to conduct a good webinar call, but there it is. Let me refresh this and see if it's popped up here yet. Not yet. Okay, well, I'm going to come back here in a second so that I can edit that with CapCut. I'm going to use CapCut to edit the video. It's fast. It's easy to understand. It's pretty intuitive. It's got all the bells and whistles. The free version's great. The paid version's even better. Okay, we're through the script. That was a big hurdle because scripting and capturing video is usually the biggest barrier to getting the video out there. And like I said, usually record those videos in short snippets and edit them all together. In this case, I just recorded the whole thing. Like I said, I've done this 100 times. And so I was confident that I could record the whole thing in one sitting. But I recommend that you just split it up into those sound bites. So we're going on to this step right here, step 3, editing. And it's not even on this slide anymore. But CapCut's what I'm going to use. The storage was actually Google Drive, and once that pops into this folder here, then I can download it. Looks like I don't want updated shortcuts either, so I don't need that. The next slide is the secret sauce to getting the video to show up on the first page of Google. Here's 3 things you need to remember. The keyword that you're trying to rank for needs to be in the title, in the description, and in the meta tags. What are meta tags? Meta information. Anybody know? Bueller? Oh, information about your information. How meta is that? Okay, well, Google can't actually tell what you're talking about in your video unless you tell it what you're talking about. So that's the meta information that you're going to want to go for. The snippet, this is like a press release, okay? When you copy and paste the URL from your video in YouTube, like if I went here and I wanted to copy, well, that's in the paid ads, okay? If I went here and I went to share and I copied this link right here into one of my socials like LinkedIn or Facebook, what you would see would be the title, the thumbnail, and the first 2 lines of the description. So you're going to make that first 2 lines as helpful as possible with the fewest number of words. So you'll kind of like say, this is who the video is for, and this is what you get out of it from watching it, okay? Then the longer description. This is for people who still believe that they can learn more about something by reading it instead of watching the video. There is a small amount of people out there, but by simply typing in everything you're talking about in the video and everything that somebody would learn from watching the video, you're giving those keywords weight when Google scans this piece of content with their spiders. So all the words that you type into the longer description are going to be used to your benefit because people are going to be using the internet all over the world looking for stuff. And you might have said something in that longer description that is related to what they're looking for, very unique, thing. And so therefore your video shows up on the search results. That's the law of attraction in effect. People are all over the world looking for this 10 times a day. They're using the Google search engine and they want to find something to help them. Well, if you wrote that into the description, the likelihood that your video shows up is much higher. Okay. Other thing we're going to want to do is put a link to other YouTube videos that you've published that they might want to watch. Why? Because when this video is over, it's more likely that the YouTube algorithm is going to pick one of these videos and show it next instead of some other competitor video that's been published about your topic. So that's going to keep people engaged with you and your content. Next, resources. You're going to want to do this search for your keyword, and you're going to want to pick out unbiased links, okay, that you can plug into the description of your video. Okay, so you're going to copy and paste that and put it in to your video. And finally, we've got the name, address, and phone number, or the NAP, also referred to as the citation. This is going to be the address of your business. And the way that Google's going to leverage that is that they're going to go out there and they're going to see all the different online directories. And if your business is listed in those directories, it's going to be like, bing, ding, 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 I found a match. And this business matches up with this video, and this must be much more relevant. This is not a fly-by-night operation. Look at, I found them in 500 other online directories. This must be also related to that. So it's going to give you more free advertising, basically. Okay, then you're going to want to go into your Google Maps listing. You're going to copy that URL whenever you tell somebody, here's directions to my place. That's the Google business profile URL. You're going to copy and paste that and put it in there. And then connect with me on social. Okay, put all the links to your social media in there: Facebook, LinkedIn, X, Instagram, TikTok. And then finally, in the description, you're going to want to put hashtags. So hashtags is a social search component, different from Google search. If you go plug in your hashtags, like small business is a hashtag, or small business marketing is a hashtag, or small business podcast is a hashtag I would use, then that is going to help you rank even higher. Okay. And then next is the advanced settings. And I want to go actually show you how to do this. So let me see if, it's still not there. It's really weird. Okay, how am I going to get this going? What I'm going to do is Use a screen share app. Gosh, I don't know if I can do that. So I'm a new Apple user, and my girlfriend like made me do this, and I've been an Android user forever. And so this is the first time I get this presentation on my Apple. I know there's an easier way to get this content off of my phone
Do you have an
and onto
Apple
my
computer?
What was that?
You have an Apple computer?
AirDrop. Yes, I
Yes,
do.
AirDrop it.
Okay, great. I do know how to do that. Thank you. Okay, so I'm going to the photos. I've got the recording right here. Got that share button. There's the AirDrop button. Okay, Anthony's MacBook. Okay, so I think I go up here and I
It
go to
should pop
AirDrop.
up when it starts airdropping it.
Oh, it should just pop up right there, huh? I see music. What's it? So I may have to choose that. There we go. There it goes. Okay, that I think did it. Done. AirDrops. This is contacts only. What's this? Oh, it's a notification.
And it will go to your downloads folder.
Oh, well, okay, thank you. See, I'm getting a tutorial on how to use my Apple computer. I've been in the dark a little bit for a while because
I love so sidebar for all of our Apple users out there. You can copy content on your phone and paste it into the browser or your computer via Apple devices as long as they're in the facility of each other.
uh, okay. I don't know if you can see my screen, but I do have the AirDrop section opened, and I still don't see it. But I heard something
No, I can't see I can't see that
pop
because
up
I think you're
window. Yeah.
sharing. You may be sharing that application, like your browser application, and not your screen.
Oh, that's true. That is what I'm doing. So you haven't been able to see when I've gone to the internet. Darn
Yeah,
it.
we've been able to see it because that's your browser.
Okay. Okay, good. Well, that's what I wanted. Entire screen. Good. Okay. One more time. Boom. How does this work? That was it. I heard it.
Yeah, it's right there at the bottom. Oh, close that.
Okay. Close it.
Go back down. You go
Uh-huh.
to the right, right there. Your
There it is.
downloads.
Okay, great. That's what I needed. All right. Nice. Okay, so we're heading over to edit this now. Thank you for the help. Okay, so just quickly gonna create this video and add the logo and maybe some music, some background music. So, chat. This. All right, now I'm going to share my screen again. And here it is. Can you see it?
Yeah. Yes, we can see it.
Okay. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. So as soon as my mouth opens, I know that the audio is going to start. So I want to trim off the front. Doesn't split the scene very quickly. So I'm going to cancel that because I got to do it again to put the logo in there. So here we go. Are you a small business owner in Tulsa, Oklahoma, who has thought about getting into podcasting? Right there. Is the audio coming through?
Yes, it is.
Okay, great. I'm splitting the scene. Hopefully that goes a little faster this time. And then I will upload logo. So I guess this cloud-based editor. I know that I also downloaded the desktop version, which is probably a lot faster. Oh, did it work? It's there it is. Okay, I've already got Power Director open, so I'm going to go back and just use it. Oh, there it is. Okay. This looks like it's working a lot faster. Here we go. Which is a live demonstration on how the desktop application is better than the web application. Okay. Play. Lit. Look at how much faster that is. Oh my gosh. I just saved us so much time.
Yeah, all of my editing software is actually applications that you download, not on the web.
Okay, so then we're gonna say there it is. Just use this tool right here. Split. Okay, move. And now I will add the logo. There it is. Oh, it's an animated logo too. Isn't that cool? All right. We could put some captions over this. In fact, that might be a good idea. Auto captions, English, generate. Oh, and you know what else I did? Is the resolution or the output aspect ratio. There it is, ratio. We want the vertical, this one, the profile aspect ratio. Okay, so let's back up the cursor and see what we got. Maybe we can add some music. See if we can listen to this one. Okay, I like it. Let's add this. Let's take it down a couple notches. And let's see what we got. Are you a small business owner? Okay, you can go in and edit the text to be more accurate. I'm not going to do that for sake of
in
time.
Tulsa, Oklahoma, who has thought about getting into podcasting.
Now, the style needs to change too, because I can't really see it against my shirt. So change this text, actions. Oops. Basic templates. Here we go. This one's good. Okay. Said not available. Oh, but look, it did it. Okay, great. Okay, so
Are you a small business owner in Tulsa, Oklahoma?
I need to crank my audio up a little bit. Oh, wait, that's because my audio is still not plugged into the laptop.
Phone. That should. Who has thought about.
Okay, that was too much.
Getting into podcasting?
What happened? Didn't work.
Well, if you are, we want to talk to you. See, the problem with owning.
Okay, I'm gonna split the audio. And I'm gonna lower this a little bit more. And then we're gonna play.
See, the problem with owning a small business is that you can't possibly create all the content that the internet is asking from you. My name's Anthony Prichard, and today I'm a guest host on this podcast, which is a community that you can join by going to Facebook, typing in Wealthpreneur.
That looks like it did it. Wow.
And joining our Facebook group. This is a supportive organization that is going to help you to understand how podcasts can help you create all the content you need to publish short educational videos every single day of the month. I'll see you there.
All right. Not too bad. Now, we went a little long here. What are we doing? Okay, we went a little long, so let's do that. Let's do this. Let's end this. There's some other things you can do in this, but again, in interest of time, we're just going to export that and start uploading it to YouTube so that we can go over the important part, which is how to properly upload and index it in YouTube so that it does show up on the first page. Doesn't matter the quality of your video, really. You could upload complete garbage and you could index it properly. It would still show up on the first page of Google for a short amount of time. Now, Google is going to evaluate this piece of content.
Are you a small business owner in Tulsa, Oklahoma?
All right, let's escape this, close this, get out of Power Director, go back into Chrome, YouTube, and the button to use to upload content is right here. But before I go in there, let's go into the YouTube Studio. This is really the back end dashboard for your channel, okay? Now, if I had access to the Wealthpreneur channel, then I could upload it there. It works the same way. We just didn't create that ahead of time. So I'm going to upload it to my channel. you cannot upload dual content. So what I'm going to do if Miss Bennett wants to upload it to her channel is just delete it from my channel. Otherwise, she wouldn't be able to upload it on her channel because it was dual content. YouTube will catch that and they will say, eh, can't publish. Okay, so here's this, uploading it. Remember, keyword is small business. Okay, here's the snippet, and this is okay. Um, did I have? Okay, so then I would probably put in her website instead of mine, but that really doesn't matter. Remember, what matters is this small business podcast in Tulsa, Oklahoma. So I've got to make sure that's in the description too. Okay, so there's the description. I've got other resources. I've got connect with me on social media. I've got watch other YouTube videos, my name, address, phone number, and hashtags. So hashtag is going to be and then Tulsa, Oklahoma. Okay. So thumbnails. Um, thumbnails can be created in Canva. This is not a Canva tutorial. So I'm just going to use the auto-generated one and we'll let you know that, creating a thumbnail is important because in the suggested videos column, which is usually right next to the video that you're watching, you'll see these attractive thumbnails. And this is another way to get free advertising is if, you're on YouTube and you're watching a video and the suggested videos is on your right.
Are you tired of
So these are all the the thumbnails. And the more descriptive and visually appealing it is, the more likely it is that somebody's going to click on it. So definitely recommend uploading a thumbnail. This is a playlist, and this is part of that playlist. No, it's not made for kids. Show more. This is the advanced settings that you're going to be giving this. I think, what did I call it over here? Advanced settings, yeah. This is the meta tags. So we're going to type this in. All right, English. This is kind of like an SAT test. The more boxes you fill out, the better score you get. Um, Education, concept overview. I can go in here also and create date stamps or time stamps. And so if I go through here and I chapterize this video by saying, oh, right here I start talking about the problem. Over here it's, the the moderator's information, and over here is the call to action. I can do that and I can put it in right here, but I don't have time for that. But it is another good way to just get some keyword indexing. Okay, next. I don't have to add that because I already added subtitles. Copyright next. Private, unlisted, public, schedule. I just want it to go live right now, and that is the URL. So this usually takes a little bit of time. It's taken longer the more and more I've given this presentation. So the what you want to do to organically boost this is to get it seen a few times by sending it out via email or via messenger or maybe just to your inner circle. And then if Google sees that the viewer is watching the video all the way through, it's going to give that some more relevancy points, and more likely you are to show up. If I go to Google right now and search for this keyword, I'm pretty sure it's not going to come up right away. Which was small business podcast in Tulsa, Oklahoma. The Google spiders need time to index that content, so it's not here yet. But we'll keep an eye on these areas, and we should see it pop up within the hour. Now, I might not get the chance to do the proof of concept right here while we're giving this presentation, but for anybody that's doing the replay, then it should be here. This happens, 5 out of 6 times that I do this when I pick a lower competitive keyword. So I'm still very hopeful that by the end of this talk, you're gonna see it on the first page of Google. But let's finish this out and get into the YouTube ads. This is how you can use the same video in a paid placement, so that you can be guaranteed that you're going to get this video in front of your most profitable persona, the people with the most money and the biggest demand for what you do. So that is the organic method of advertising that I just demonstrated. That is the video SEO component. And I have 3 other classes where I go more into smartphone video editing and the advertising themselves. But this is just an overview. And this is what the ads look like. My favorite type of YouTube ad is the ad sequence. Everybody's heard of a sales funnel, right? And in a sales funnel, you nurture someone who has come into your funnel, who has opted into your funnel. But what about those people that have never opted into your funnel? Well, you can nurture them as well with sequence ads. And what happens in a sequence ad is that you publish a video and you get 2 types of viewers. People who watch the video for 10 seconds or more, and people who skip the video before 10 seconds. Okay, so people who skip the video intentionally opt out of the sequence. Or you could put another video here like, did you see the last ad with us in it? Just wanted to make sure you didn't skip something that was valuable for you, And then they could go back into the sequence. But for now, which is great, you pay nothing if somebody skips the ad, by the way. So that's a free 5-second impression. Somebody skips it, they opt out, they don't see your information anymore. Remember, the goal in the first 5 seconds is to dismiss 90% of the people who aren't your target, profitable persona. So you want them to opt out. You don't want to pay for them, like homeless people consuming your content. They would never buy from you anyways. So why this is so great, why I love it so much is because it keeps the cost way down. We already know people are having a good experience with this video. They're watching more than 10 seconds of it. Great. Those are the people we want to watch our content. So then we set up the sequence of additional videos that creates that 7 to 9 impressions with us and our brand so that we can get them to opt in to what we do. And I can take you into my ad dashboard. I've gotten permission from one of my clients who is no longer using their ad platform, and it's Soccer Electric. Here I am. Okay, so last year we ran a sequence ad. No, this is 2 years ago. This is 3 years ago. Oh, this is last year. So I think this one, yeah, is the better performing one. And let's take a look at these ads. You can tell they only ran it from like December to right before the summer camp started. This is summer soccer camp. Okay, and in these ads, here's this kid right here. Let me know if you would have opted into this video or not. Oh, come on. There it is. What do you like about Camplify?
Being able to meet new people, practicing soccer, and having fun.
What are you looking forward to the rest of the week?
Getting better at soccer and being able to make new friends.
What's that going to get you?
To achieve my soccer goal. Try to make it pro.
All right. Baby.
Hey, I'm Greg, and my son's in Campfire, and it's been great because the soccer is for all levels. So even if you're a beginner, there's stuff to do, but he's pretty advanced, and there's tons of stuff for him to do too. So it's been an awesome summer. And he said today that it's the best summer ever, just in 2 days of being here. So it's been good.
Hi, my name is Prichard, and I love Camplify because it focuses on so many different areas of improvement. And I think just because of that, I've become such a better soccer player. And it's so interactive with other kids, and you can be around with your friends.
Okay, so that's the initial ad. If you watch that, you got to see the rest of the ads, more moms. I went heavy on user-generated content here. And you're going to hear more and more about UGC as video evolves because people believe 10 times more what other people are saying about you compared to what you're saying about yourself. So this is like gold when it comes to marketing your company, is capturing these video testimonials. I've got a whole nother workshop on how to easily capture this priceless piece of content that lives on forever in your organization. But this is just a peek into how well these campaigns perform. And you can see this video got 24,000 impressions and 11,000 people decided to watch it more than 10 seconds. The average cost per view is 1.6 cents. So not even 2 cents per view. Total cost we spent on that, $192.19, got us 15 clicks to our website. That turns out to be how much per click? I don't have the cost per click. This is how you modify columns. Performance. Where's the performance? Clicks right here. Add clicks. No, I had clicks. I want a cost per click. Here. Add type impressions. There we go. Custom column. Oh, well, they changed the look on this for me, so I don't know how to add that right now. So I'm just going to cancel that. Keep the clicks in there. You can divide 192 by 55 and get the cost per click. So almost 50% of people just decided to watch it. You go down here to the next one, they weed themselves out even more until you get all the way to the bottom where you're over 48% view to impressions, and you're spending less and less every time. Hopefully by then they already signed up, but you can see how you can build trust with people through these YouTube and Google ads. I mean, I always run regular ads, keyword ads right alongside video ads to just compare the performance. But my other ads always, my video ads always perform better. This one's just a $14 for a conversion. And setting up conversions is the next level. We're not going to talk about that, but you always get 4 times more performance when you capture the viewer's information on your website. So they make a purchase transaction, that sends a signal to Google that they accomplished their goal or their conversion, and then they just charge you per paying customer. Pretty powerful tool. Google made $600 billion last year. 90% of that revenue came from this dashboard, Google Ads. So really valuable. Here are my action items for you, the viewer, while we're waiting for that video to index on Google. Go home and script out 20 videos that you know you need to make. Make them for one person, your avatar, your most profitable persona. Make sure that the videos are compelling, credible, and creative. If you like watching them, your avatar is going to like watching them. I say block out 30 minutes a week to start out. The first week, you might even not publish any videos, but you might script them out and you might record some rough drafts. There's that list. You need to make that list. This list is calling you. It's beckoning. You know, these videos know they need to be alive, and you have to be the creator. Show evidence or social proof that you can do what you say you can do. This is behind the scenes. This is the user-generated content. This is going to be priceless for your brand to continue to show to people who are looking for it. Be vulnerable, be yourself. The biggest trust-building investment you can make is to just get good on camera by being vulnerable. And it's not always easy for everybody, but the more you practice, the better you get. If you like to learn it and teach it, then that's what your avatar is likely going to like too. They say you should spend 30% learning, and 30% doing, and 30% teaching. And you'll continue to be a thought leader in your industry. Set up a content calendar, publish content that is value, ask. So 3 times more value than you asking for them to do something like engage in your free content or opt in to your lead magnet. You want to be more of a resource than a salesperson. To the viewer, the more valuable followers or the individual thought leaders that they follow continue to pump this value. And I mean, I guess you notice this about public speakers that you attend as well. You're going to enjoy the speakers that are giving you more value a lot more than you're going to enjoy the public speakers who are just talking about themselves and what they've done. So take a cue from this law of attraction and give people what they want. They want value. And ACEs is my acronym to you getting authority with connection, engagement, and sizzle. Another piece of sizzle I have for you is the video testimonial sandwich, because as soon as you ask somebody for a video testimonial, their shoulders start to creep up into their ear holes and they say, "What do I say?" And you're like, "Oh, no problem. Just think about 2 pieces of bread with meat in the middle. The first piece of bread is the who, what, and the where, who you are, where you are, and what you're doing. The meat is coming from the heart. You don't even have to think about it. Just talk about your experience. What has it been like for you? And the last piece of bread is, what are you going to do next? Or what do you think other people should do next? And if you give them the answer to what am I going to say, they'll think about eating the sandwich one layer at a time as they're delivering their video testimonial and as they're looking in the lens of the camera. You're not going to have a whole lot of time. You know they're going to be a little bit uncomfortable. Not everybody's a pro at giving video testimonials, but this little tutorial will help you gather that information, and it's the most valuable thing on your website. In fact, I think it's even more valuable than the website itself. And 90% of businesses do not have a video testimonial. So get out in front of your competition and capture those video testimonials. One more thing before I check on this, and this answers our video itself, is how do we create a short educational video once a day by doing a podcast once a month? Well, I'll show you. Let me jump over to one of my clients who does a commercial real estate podcast. We're not showing up for our most valuable keyword. I wonder why. Oh, that's not it. Nope. Still not up there. Okay. Tyler Duncan. Has
Good day,
a
and thank you for
podcast
joining us for
that they've recently published. They do a live once a month, and then I take that live podcast, okay, 45 minutes. I grab the share link, copy it, go over here to Opus Pro, and I pop it in this, put a link in here, right? And then it gets the clips for me. So all I do is click get clips, and I can choose the aspect ratio. Do I want vertical or do I want horizontal? I want vertical because these are all going to be a minute or less. And the stories or the reels or the TikToks are going to show up here. Okay. Then I'm going to tell it that I want 30 seconds or less. The shorter the sound bites, the more views you'll get just naturally. And then I'll press get clips here. Okay, so if I go to my Opus Pro account, and I'm right near the end of my my presentation, so thanks for hanging in there. I'm going to try to show you some of these clips that have been created. Okay, here's some projects right here. I was at the Cherry Creek Chamber of Commerce yesterday morning. We did this live recording, and here's the horizontal videos, and here are the vertical videos. Yep, right there. Okay, so this is giving it a score. This is a 99 out of 100. 97, 96, 94. Look at all these clips it gave me. It gave me enough to just publish one piece of content a day for 30 days. And I can delegate this to somebody overseas that will do it for less than $100 a month. Okay, so let's go watch this automatic
start
video.
out with basics, but what I love is that I can have even the people who are using it every day leave here with something helpful. So we are going to launch right in and talk about some free AI tools that are worth checking out. Sorry, today I'm using a different computer, so I have a little bit different, setup. So
Okay, I didn't like that one. It was only 99. Maybe that's why I didn't get all the way up here.
So Grammarly, you can take a piece of writing that you did. If you wrote a letter to somebody or something, you can upload it to Grammarly. It will then look at your letter and suggest, like, it's better than spell check. It'll be like, here's some improvements. Here's how you can make it more readable. You want to make it a 12th grade level.
Now you can go in here and you can actually edit this. When you cut out the word, it snips out the video. If you shorten the script, or you can actually add on to the script, it lengthens the video. So it's very intuitive video editor. You can change the layout where it's split screen, and I can change this where I show the screen and that way I can show her and I can show her slide at the same time on top of each other. Okay, so that is a super amazing shortcut that you can use to, be a thought leader in your industry, create all this great content, get it published on all the different platforms, and actually give the internet all the content that it is asking for. So, thanks for joining me. Let's real quick go back and see what our search results get us. May not have had enough time yet. It's just taken a lot longer than it usually does. But come back in tomorrow, check for the Small Business Podcast in Tulsa, Oklahoma. See if our video shows up on the first page of Google. We will email you or message you and send you the link and show you the case study or the proof of concept. That's the end of my presentation. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks again for watching the 12 days of marketing experts. And if you have any interest in speaking with me, you can go to anthonyprichard.com/video-marketing, and you can sign up for a free video script where I will write this out with you so that you know exactly what to record. We can get an idea of what it's like to work with each other and see if it will be a match for you and your business. Thanks, Miss Bennett.